Hi, it's Kirith here with a new type of video. Yeah, we're going to be doing something different and looking at the absolute chaos that's been going on this week at Monza in Gran Turismo Sport. So you can see here we're in a fairly high spec lobby, some A+ drivers, there were some more S drivers down the back of the grid. You'd think everyone would be well behaved, but I was also wrong. Now this is my car here, got the lovely Red Bull livery on it, and we're approaching turn 1. Now in this video I'm going to be flicking through camera angles, sometimes showing what the view is from the car behind. Because turn 1 at Monza is just an absolute lottery, literally anything can happen. So here's the view from the car behind, and actually everyone I think is quite well behaved going through here. A little bit of a move there, I've got through nice and safe. Tiny bit of bumping, but everyone's through, no one's being punched off in the gravel. Or so I thought, because the car behind me has already got a 1 second penalty. Not really sure what for, but it might be just that the Monza gods are already showing their displeasure. Now we're coming up to the second chicane. Again, anything can really happen here, it can often be a game of skittles, so we're going to skip to the car behind and see what his view is as we go through the chicane. Nice gap to me, but suddenly on his inside someone comes barreling through, bang! And takes the move. I wonder if anyone's going to get a penalty there. Someone else is also in the gravel, so it's already bubbling over a little bit. I wouldn't say it's fully kicking off yet, but you can see there's some drivers starting to get angry. Someone's going to take a penalty ahead, so that's going to be interesting. I'm right on the bumper of this very one ahead, pretty much as close as I can be, so let's see if we can get a good run out of the second Lesmo. So this car ahead is about to take the penalty. There's a whole gaggle of cars behind me, so let's see if we can squeeze round. Can't go around the outside, can we go down the inside? Guy ahead of me's got through, can I follow him through? Again, it's going to be a pretty aggressive overtake here, but I'm going to go for it. Just about get it turned through, a little bit of contact. Now that's an example where if he'd gone off the track there, I think I would have got a penalty, but he just about kept 2 wheels inside. I kind of given the position back. Now I've got this car behind me, we've already seen what he can do. I wasn't aware of it in the race, but I knew he had a penalty, and that's often indicative of someone who's just a bit of a mad lad. So let's see what's going to happen here. Is he going to give me the space? No, there's a little tap. Could have been a lot worse, but actually just gives me a little bit of a boost up the corner and slows him down. He's now dogfighting with someone that he's probably already punted off at a previous corner. So it's heating up, there we go, a few little love taps. So again, you can see at Monza, it just gets more and more heated. More and more vendettas out, bounties, and we're going to see what happens here coming into turn 1. In lap 2. So the Monster Entry driver right in my slipstream coming into turn 1, is he going to give me the space? Actually he does there, but he goes very deep and it's a bit of argy-bargy, and that's a very dangerous position for me to be in, because if he was to keep his foot in, he'd just take me right off into the gravel, and that's pretty much a race over. But as it is, I've been driven right down the path, lost a whole number of positions there, but even worse, I'm now in dogfights myself, I've got absolutely no clear air. But let's race to the flag as always, you never know what's going to happen as we approach the second chicane. Catching on the guy ahead, I think I've got enough space from the person below, so I think we're going to be all through here quite nice and smoothly actually. And there's a couple of drivers ahead that have got penalties, including our favourite Monster Energy driver. Am I going to try and put it on the inside here? No, but he's gone quite deep, I think he's going to run wide. And I might be an opportunity again to have a go here. Yep, I'm alongside and I'm pretty safe here if I just, no contact. Pretty clean move if I do say so myself. And now we've got a whole load of penalties happening ahead of us, so we're going to have to try and weave our way through this traffic and hope no one ghosts in front of us. All nicely done. Pretty good timing for me, because the more it kicks off back there, the more they're going to lose time. So let's see if we can catch up with this group ahead. Braking here. Oh, I've gone too deep into that corner, but just about saved it, and if I'm still going to be in the slipstream, it's not an absolute disaster. So that's actually, in the space of a few corners, I've gone from being punted down the grid to actually now having a little bit of clear air and being able to catch up with the pack ahead of me. And I can see it's going to be 2 abreast going into Parabolica, which is always a lot of fun. Now looking at the car behind me, is he going to give me the space? And again I get a little tap, but I guess that's kind of a fair enough move. Am I going to be able to cut back? Oh, he's got a penalty for that, I believe. Fair enough, it was on me. And I'm going to be in a slipstream. So the more you kind of get drawn into these fights, the more you just lose time. That was a 2-minute lap time, and I should really be doing lap times in about the 1 minute 56s. But anyway, in 10th place and coming up to the roulette table that is turn 1 at Monza. I'm in the slipstream of the car ahead. Let's see what happens here. And I think actually I end up giving someone the slightest of taps, but it means I end up on the outside of the track, and now it's fists out trying to stay on the track desperately. Here we go. But I've lost 4 positions there, and now I'm behind the Monster Energy man. So that wasn't a particularly good corner for me, but that's the magic of Monza. And all this I think is very good practice for karting, because it's racecraft. It's about knowing where to position your car on the track, where to block other drivers, when to cut across, when to go inside, when to go outside. And in fact you can just do it on your PlayStation, your Xbox. It's great. Now we're coming through here to the second chicane. I should be catching these drivers ahead because they're fighting and I'm not, so let's see what happens on the back straight. If you do like these videos, let me know. I haven't done one of them before, but I do play a bit of Gran Turismo Sport on my wheel at home. As I say, think it's good practice. Can be doing more of these. I've actually captured this footage directly from the PS4 using a fairly basic video recorder, but I can hook up my capture equipment, get some better quality videos if that's something you're interested in. So it's all kicked off there again. Someone's slapped into someone else. I don't know if there was a penalty being served. I'm going to dive down the inside here. I have to claim that position, and let's see, they're going two abreast through here, and just about avoided the collision. And I think fair play to that Polish driver in the orange Mustang, because if he'd gone back on the track it would have just been chaos. A bit like when I think it was Vettel who reversed into the track here in the F1 race maybe last year. Now we're on the back straight up to 11th place, position swapping all the time. Someone's got a penalty ahead of us. Two cars have a penalty ahead of us as we come through Parabolica, trying to get a good exit as we head into the last lap. So we're going to do turn 1 at Monza for the last time in this race. Two people are going to be serving a penalty. I'm not sure if they're going to serve it on this lap or just be added. We'll find out. Another 2-minute lap time, so very slow. I've given up 3 or 4 seconds there. Coming into T1, getting a lot of attention from this Bugatti behind. Okay, defensive. He's on the outside. Let's see what happens here. I do okay there. That's fine. Didn't think I cut that corner, so not get a penalty. He's on the outside. Do I give him the space? Kind of, maybe not. Not sure I knew he was there. But he's right up my trumpet, so it's going to be very interesting coming into this chicane. Is he going to give me the space? I go a little bit defensive, get back to the right hand side. There's a yellow flag, something's happened ahead, and he gives me loads of space, to be fair. He doesn't crash into me, and we're now coming up to the Monster Energy Man. Is it going to be time to get our payback here? And there's a number of people that are going to be serving a penalty, so they are going to be slowing down on the back straight. It's going to be very interesting. Some positions to be gained here, but also, as always, positions to be lost. So can we get a good turn through there, through second Lesmo, nicely on the curb, accelerating out. People are going to be taking the penalties. Can we weave through them? Can we get past all of them by the time we get to the corner? Dipping a wheel on the grass there, as you do, and we're now approaching 9th place. Are we going to be able to slip it on the inside? Probably not. A bit too late, but more important to get a good exit here. And actually getting some decent traction out here. Going to be in his slipstream. He runs a little bit wide, compromised his exit speed a little bit. And if you look ahead, it all kicks off now. So really it's just been, that candle's been burning for the whole race. Someone's gone into the barrier. There's a sign goes absolutely flying. And now it's all up for grabs again. Someone's well on the outside there through Parabolica. Someone's picking up a penalty just meters before the line, effectively. And that's Monza really. It's like a rugby match or a football match where tackles have been flying in all game and suddenly it just kicks off into a brawl. Right, let's have a look at what happened at the front of the grid coming into the last corner. So the Russian driver is approaching this Greek driver here, and then bang! And another one, just for good measure. The Russian driver comes pretty, I think, worse off there, but he's still coming through, the lights are flashing, and then another tap. And this Greek driver is going to be pretty irritated because he loses at least 2 positions there. I imagine it would have been the Russian driver who got the penalty, and that had probably been brewing for the whole race. So, in a nutshell, that's Monza in Gran Turismo Sport. Absolute chaos, people taking each other out, although I think I had quite a clean race, as I always try to do. If you did like this video, then please do let me know in the comments. I can always make some more videos with some higher resolution footage. They're always fun to make, and I do like playing Gran Turismo Sport. See you next time.